Yo, shoot the front end and the back end.
The experience was great, and what's crazy about that is this time around, it was like, all right, we older now. There's more skills involved. It's like, all right, now let's see how it's gonna go this time. And when I got in the ring, I'm not gonna lie, he surprised me with how much defense he really had.
So this whole boxing drama just went to another level. Teofimo Lopez heard about Shakur Stevens getting dropped by Keyshawn Davis during sparring, and he's absolutely going wild with it. The WBO super lightweight champ isn't holding anything back as he heard what went down behind closed doors at that training session. His response has the entire boxing world talking just weeks out from their huge January showdown.
Who surprised me?
Yes.
Was Teofimo Lopez.
Okay.
Teofimo, I think I seen this like 2 days or a day after the situation.
His last fight, Cepeda. His last fight. You don't know how many people are talking about him?
Word from the gym is that Shakur got clipped hard by his supposed brother, Keyshawn, during what was meant to be light work to prep for their upcoming fights. Multiple people saw it happen, and now it's the talk of the boxing underground.
Shakur, he said that the training, you know, he probably did too much training for that fight that caused him injuries. So a lot of these fighters kind of don't understand. It's like, yeah, you got to put in the work, right? Yes, you got to put in the miles, you got to put in the conditioning, everything. But at the same time, you also got to listen to your body.
Teofimo jumped straight on social media with posts that had everyone cracking up while also making people wonder if Shakur's head is right for the biggest fight of his life. Someone close to the situation says Lopez basically posted that he can't believe the dude who thinks he can beat him just got slept by someone he won't even fight because they're brothers. The post blew up instantly, with fans going crazy in the comments, wanting to see the actual footage and questioning whether this messed with Shakur's mind heading into the Lopez fight.
Whatever they had going on, but Keyshawn kind of punched them, but it was a heated moment at the time. And when Keyshawn did, I think Teo, from my point of view, I felt like it was time for Teo to do something. Do something at that point in time. Somebody just punched your dad.
There's way more to this story though. What really happened in that gym and why Teofimo's celebrating so hard shows just how deep this rivalry really goes.
You already know. I promise you already. Teo better be working. Cause I promise you I put in so much work this camp. Let's do it. Yeah, I'm just checking in with y'all real quick, letting y'all know. Bet the bag.
Let's back up a bit because there's some serious context here that makes this whole thing even crazier. Right before news of this sparring incident broke, boxing people started noticing weird stuff on social media between Shakur and Keyshawn. These two always talk about being brothers and swear they'd never fight each other for any money. But they were spotted training at the same spot in Newark, and something felt different.
What made you mention my name in that interview? Just a question.
You said Crawford will beat me.
It's just an opinion.
I don't like it. I hope you respect that part.
I respect it.
I'm not saying Pedraza's gonna beat you.
Nah, I ain't say that. Because you know that's not gonna happen.
People inside that gym tell a completely different story than all that friendly brother stuff. Shakur and Keyshawn try to sell everyone.
I want to be the best. So when I see certain guys out there, and I seen Teo his last fight, I was there front row, and I'm like, damn, this dude is like, he like a baby Roy, like he like doing things with his hands down, flashy. I thought it was cool, so it kind of made me want to get in a ring with him and see if he could do them things against my style.
Someone from the training staff who didn't want their name used said the vibe was off from the second both guys walked in. They've got huge egos, and even though they're cool, there's always been this competition underneath about who's actually the better fighter. That tension hit a breaking point during what was supposed to be controlled technical work to get Shakur ready for Teofimo's speed and power.
He said something like,
hey guys, I think it's very important for us to really think about Keyshawn Davis and his situation. I know personally that he's going through it mentally, and how I know this is because I was there. I've been there. Wishing the best for Keyshawn Davis. God willing, he finds.
Boxing experts think this beef between Shakur and Keyshawn has been cooking for years. They're both elite talents, fighting for the same shine and the same big opportunities. Word is there were heated conversations about how hard go before they even started sparring. Keyshawn wanted to turn it up more than Shakur was comfortable with, considering how close the Lopez fight is.
Can Teo adjust to the point where he beat Shakur? Yeah. You don't see how? Shakur hates slick and economic boxers. So does Teo. They both hate where each other are. Shakur looks great against volume punchers.
People familiar with what happened say there was a moment where Keyshawn told the training staff that if Shakur wants to beat Teofimo, he better get ready for real pressure. He wasn't there to hold hands and make anyone feel good. This is boxing. That comment set the tone for what became one of the most talked about sparring sessions anyone can remember, and the knockout nobody saw coming.
Fighters, I think that he did some great things against them guys. I seen a lot of weaknesses in his game too, and something that he said earlier, he said, Teo never lost to a southpaw. Well, I never lost to orthodox. So it ain't no different, but
the difference is you never fought no elite fighter.
Okay, I don't think y'all did either.
Here's the wildest part of this whole situation. What people who were actually there claim went down during that sparring session that led to the knockout. Sources in the gym say the first few rounds went pretty normal, with both fighters feeling each other out and working on specific stuff.
Never.
Either Teofimo, I guess.
Yeah, senior.
Every fight
Senior.
Every fight is a different version.
Senior, tell them we talking to senior. We ain't talking to little dude over here. Senior,
fight is a different.
One person close to the situation described how Shakur was doing his usual stick and move thing, trying to work on angles for the Teofimo fight. Keyshawn was being patient, working the body, just doing typical sparring stuff. Nothing wild, but everything shifted in what multiple people say was the fourth round when things got heated, after a hard shot from Shakur caught Keyshawn clean on the chin. That apparently set something off in Keyshawn, who felt disrespected by how much power was behind that punch during what was supposed to be controlled work.
A lot of people are probably surprised they took. Now, a lot of people will say style-wise, Teddy, style-wise, is this going to be a great fight? I don't know if it will. I mean, style-wise, I can see you having a little reservations, you know, whether or not these guys will make for dynamite, they will make, you know, for electricity.
I want to prove myself, but I also want these guys to fight each other too. You know, I want these guys to prove that they that too. I'm not gonna be I can't be the only.
What came next has everyone in boxing talking with witnesses, giving slightly different versions of exactly how it went down. But everyone who saw it agrees that Keyshawn landed a brutal left hook to the body, followed immediately by a right hand upstairs that put Shakur on the floor hard. One source who claims they witnessed the knockout said it happened lightning fast. Keyshawn dug that body shot in deep, and when Shakur's hands dropped for just a second, that right hand came over the top like a truck. Shakur went down hard, and the whole gym went dead silent.
Bro, who you? I was cheering for you. You were? Yeah, for sure. I bet. I wanted you to win so I could be the person who beat you.
What's the issue between you and Bud?
For sure. I'm gonna give you your first loss.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
I promise you're not.
What happened after the knockout was described as extremely tense by multiple sources. Shakur's team immediately stopped the sparring, and there were some heated words between both camps. Fans have been going absolutely crazy on social media about these reports, with emotions running super high in the boxing community.
In this fight, saying that you got more to prove and that the lights is too bright for you. What do you feel about that?
Man, I don't believe in pressure. Pressure either make diamonds or bust pipes. And at the end of the day, I'm a diamond, so I've been shining my whole career. It's not gonna stop now.
One fan posted that if this is real and Shakur actually got knocked out by Keyshawn in sparring, then Teofimo's going to destroy him. That's a massive confidence killer right before the biggest fight of your life. Another commented with clear doubt, saying they don't believe any of this until they see actual footage. People love making up sparring stories to hype fights. Show the video, or it didn't happen.
Crazy, man. He talks crazy about black people. He talk crazy about Puerto Ricans. Man, he gonna pay for it. He gonna pay for it January 31st. It's time to show him what the level is. I don't think he realized what the level is, so I can't wait to show him.
Shakur doesn't look good. That's when they say he's born. The thing is, Teofimo Lopez is an excellent fighter. He beat Josh Taylor and Lomachenko. How did he beat Lomachenko? By being patient. Y'all sleeping on Teo. And it's at 140. Now, the thing what's wrong with Teo is Teo also looks good as a counter puncher when you are a volume puncher too. Another thing is Teo.
Shakur supporters have been quick to defend their guy, pointing out that sparring knockouts happen to everyone and don't necessarily mean anything about how a real fight will go. One passionate defender said even Mike Tyson got dropped in sparring. This means nothing. Shakur's still going to school Teofimo and prove he's levels above everyone at 140.
You know, Shakur is a very talented, skillful, technique fighter.
Yeah.
You know, can't take anything away from it. However, scared to get hit. Scared to get knocked out in front of the world. Scared to get touched up in front of the world.
Are you saying that off of the last fight or just?
This split among fans shows a bigger truth in boxing. When stories about private training go public, people choose to believe whatever fits what they already think. The timing of this knockout incident has raised serious questions throughout the boxing world, especially given how close it happened to Shakur's fight with Teofimo Lopez.
I respect him so much as a person after he done, you feel me?
Yeah.
It was like, it was him that did.
The sparring session reportedly went down in late October, which means Shakur was just entering the crucial phase of camp where fighters typically dial back sparring intensity to avoid injuries. Many people find it extremely weird that Shakur would be taking hard sparring this close to such a massive fight. Some have questioned the judgment of letting Keyshawn be involved at all.
The things that Teofimo is coming out with, I don't think Shakur knows even what to say or reply to it. You know, I wouldn't even want to repeat the stuff that he's saying, but he's making some really, really fruity comments. But I suppose that's one way to get in your opponent's head.
Boxing analyst Max Kellerman commented during a recent broadcast about sparring intensity before big fights. Smart fighters protect themselves in the final weeks of camp. You don't need to prove anything to sparring partners. You save that energy and aggression for fight night when it actually matters.
I like Lomachenko. You just objected. You want to tell him how much you like him again? I think you like him. You keep telling him.
Objection. What?
Tell everyone.
False accusation.
You got a thing for him, right? It's okay.
Accusation.
I can't wait to beat this clown, bro. This dude is a clown.
Focus. Sources close to Teofimo's camp say they were absolutely thrilled when they heard rumors about the knockout. They see it as a psychological advantage heading into their January showdown. One person connected to Lopez's team shared that Teofimo laughed for like 10 minutes straight when he first heard about it. He kept saying this dude got knocked out by someone he's too scared to actually fight, and now he thinks he can beat me. It was comedy.
Electricity? I don't know if they will, but I tell you what they will make for. Two skillful fighters, two talented fighters, you know, two fighters that are at a high skill level that will compete in the sweet science.
Some insiders think Teofimo's public celebration might be premature, though, and could potentially motivate Shakur to come out even more focused and dangerous.
The fight between Stevenson and Lopez, what a fight.
Who wins that?
Lopez. You think Stevenson? Lopez is a very good fighter, bro. I've trained with him, I've had him on the pod, he bangs hard. He's a good all-round boxer, slick. A lot of people don't give him the credit for how good of a boxer he is.
What makes this situation even more complicated is this whole brother angle that Shakur constantly uses to avoid fighting Keyshawn. Social media has been absolutely ruthless, pointing out how ironic it is that Shakur got knocked out by the same person he claims to love too much to fight professionally. Fans see this as exposing what they believe is Shakur's real motivation for refusing the Keyshawn fight.
What about Shakur Teo?
On that one right there, I feel like that's going to be a good fight as far as skill-wise, as far as Shakur actually being there with somebody who got some finesse and can punch. Outside of just being a puncher, you can actually box the fight, you know?
One popular boxing commentator shared their thoughts, saying, "Let's be real about what happened here. Keyshawn just showed everyone why Shakur doesn't want that smoke for real. The brother excuse sounds nice, but this sparring knockout tells the real story." These observations have gained massive traction online, with thousands of fans agreeing that the knockout reveals Shakur's true feelings about facing Keyshawn in an actual fight.
The things that I learned from every fighter that I face to now put it on display against Shakur Stevenson.
And that is what I'm looking more forward to than anything else. Everybody else, listen, it's just horse.
Teofimo has been particularly vocal about this angle, using it as ammunition in his ongoing psychological warfare against Shakur ahead of their massive clash. Sources suggest Lopez made comments in private training sessions about how you gonna beat me when your own brother just knocked you out and you're too scared to even put that fight on paper because you know what happens when it's for real. This line of attack has connected with large portions of the boxing fan base who have long questioned Shakur's willingness to take on the most dangerous fights available. Perhaps the most brutal element of Teofimo's trolling campaign has been his use of social media to absolutely destroy Shakur's confidence and public image. Sources monitoring Lopez's online activity say he's been posting a series of carefully crafted messages designed to maximize the psychological damage from the sparring knockout revelation. One particularly savage post that sources claim came from Teofimo's account featured a simple message: "Training going great. Nobody in my camp putting me to sleep. Different levels." The post drove fans absolutely crazy, with engagement numbers going through the roof as people debated whether Teofimo was out of line or simply engaging in standard pre-fight mind games. Boxing social media has been dominated by discussions about Lopez's trolling strategy, with analysts breaking down whether this approach will backfire or give him an advantage. One sports psychologist who specializes in combat sports commented that public humiliation can go either way. Either it breaks your opponent's spirit and they come in tentative and scared, or it lights a fire under them and they come out like a completely different animal. What makes Teofimo's approach particularly effective is his ability to make these attacks seem playful and funny rather than desperate or insecure. Sources suggest his team has carefully calculated every post and comment to maintain the image of a confident champion who's amused rather than threatened by his challenger. The broader implications of this situation extend far beyond just Teofimo and Shakur's personal rivalry and upcoming fight. This incident has reopened conversations about sparring culture, the brother excuse in boxing, and whether fighters should be held accountable for what happens behind closed doors. Some analysts believe high-profile athletes face risks that most people never consider, from leaked training footage to stories from gym insiders that can damage reputations. Boxing promoter Eddie Hearn has been notably quiet about this specific incident, but has previously spoken about the challenges of keeping training camp details private in the social media age. Sources suggest promotional teams are walking a careful line between generating interest in the fight and not wanting to publicly validate stories that could potentially hurt one of their fighters. One industry insider shared their perspective, saying everyone knows sparring stories get exaggerated or completely made up all the time. But once something goes viral, it doesn't matter if it's true. The narrative becomes reality in fans' minds. Meanwhile, Keyshawn Davis has remained mostly silent about the entire situation, refusing to confirm or deny the knockout reports when approached by media. Some interpret his silence as confirmation that something significant happened, while others see it as professional discretion about private training matters. As the boxing world processes this controversy and all of its implications, the biggest question still remains unanswered by anyone with actual proof. Did Shakur Stevenson really get knocked out by Keyshawn Davis in sparring? And if so, how will it affect his performance against Teofimo Lopez? The truth is that without video evidence or official statements from the fighters involved, much of this story exists in the realm of rumor and speculation, fueled by gym insiders. However, the consistency of reports coming from multiple independent sources, all suggesting that something dramatic happened, cannot be completely dismissed either. What we know for certain is that Teofimo Lopez has seized this opportunity to absolutely dominate the pre-fight narrative and put Shakur on the defensive. Whether this psychological warfare actually translates to success in the ring on January 31st remains to be seen. But Lopez has clearly won the battle for public perception. For now, Shakur Stevenson must focus all of his energy on preparing for the biggest fight of his career, while dealing with the mental challenge of knowing his opponent is using this sparring incident to mock him publicly. As the fight approaches and more details potentially emerge about what really happened in that Newark gym, we can only hope that the truth eventually comes to light. Hopefully both fighters can put this controversy aside and deliver the elite-level performance that boxing fans deserve when they finally step into the ring together. The sport needs this fight to live up to its potential, regardless of what may or may not have happened during a private sparring session months before. That's everything we know right now. Make sure to subscribe for the latest boxing news and hit that notification bell so you never miss content like this. Catch you next time.